We begin our journey today by looking closely at something so common, so seemingly innocent, that it often escapes our deeper scrutiny: the bread we choose to bring into our bodies. For those of us who have gathered more seasons, who seek not just to live, but to live with vibrancy and clarity, this choice becomes even more critical. It is not merely about filling an empty space within. It is about selecting the very essence that will build and sustain our temple. Yet, in the modern world, the path is often obscured. What appears as nourishment can in fact be a subtle drain on our life force, a slow erosion of the balance we strive to maintain. It is a quiet deception, often wrapped in appealing packages and promises of convenience. Consider first that which is most pervasive, the ubiquitous white loaf. Its softness, its uniformity, these are qualities achieved through a process that strips away the very soul of the grain. The bran, rich in fiber, the germ, teeming with vital nutrients, are often sacrificed for a particular texture, a longer shelf life. What remains is largely a simple starch, which the body converts with alarming speed into sugars. Imagine a swift current in a river. It may seem powerful, but it can also carry away precious soil, leaving the banks weakened. Similarly, this rapid influx of sugar can disrupt our inner landscape, leading to sharp peaks and troughs in our energy, placing undue stress on our internal systems and fostering an environment where imbalance, like inflammation, can quietly take root. This is not to cast blame, but to invite awareness. Then there are those breads that wear a mask of health, perhaps labeled whole wheat, but containing a litany of other ingredients that serve more the needs of industrial production than the needs of our well-being. Hidden sugars in various forms may lurk within, alongside artificial preservatives, emulsifiers, and other compounds that our bodies may not recognize or know how to process harmoniously. These can become a burden, a subtle distraction for our digestive energies, which could otherwise be employed in repair and rejuvenation. It is like trying to meditate in a room filled with constant low-level noise. The potential for deep peace is there, but the disturbances prevent its full realization. We must learn to look beyond the prominent labels and delve into the truth of the ingredients, asking, does this truly offer life, or is it a cleverly disguised compromise? We must also speak of those breads that are overtly sweet, the pastries, the sweetened rolls, the treats that call to a primal desire for pleasure. While a moment of sweetness has its place, when these become a regular feature of our diet, they can lead us down a path of imbalance. The intense sweetness can overstimulate, creating a cycle of craving and crashing energy. It is like a fire that burns too brightly, too quickly, consuming its fuel and leaving behind only emptiness. This can affect not just our physical energy, but our mental clarity, our emotional stability. The body, seeking equilibrium, is constantly trying to adjust to these surges, and over time, this effort can deplete our deeper reserves. It is a form of inner turbulence, and for those seeking a calm and steady flame of vitality, these are choices that warrant careful consideration. The allure is strong, but the consequence, a subtle undermining of our core strength, must be weighed. Finally, even the concept of sourdough, which holds so much ancient promise, can be misleading in the modern marketplace. True sourdough, a living entity born of wild yeasts and bacteria, undergoes a long fermentation. This transformative process pre-digests the grain, neutralizes anti-nutrients, and creates a bread that is often more easily assimilated and gentler on our systems. However, some commercial varieties may use shortcuts, adding sour flavorings rather than undergoing the authentic time-honored fermentation. This imitation may mimic the taste, but lacks the profound benefits of its traditional counterpart. It is like seeing a reflection of the moon in water. It resembles the moon, but it does not possess its light or its gravitational pull. We must seek the substance, not merely the form. Understanding these distinctions is the first step towards reclaiming our power to choose wisely, to select what truly supports our journey towards sustained health and inner peace, especially as we navigate the precious, later chapters of life. Ancient wisdom. Now let us turn our gaze from the shadows towards the light, towards those forms of bread that resonate with ancient wisdom, with a deeper understanding of nourishment. For just as there are choices that can diminish our vitality, there are also choices that can enhance it, that can become true allies on our path. These are not fleeting trends, but enduring principles of how to select and prepare grains in a way that honors both the earth's bounty and our body's innate intelligence. It is about finding that which truly builds, sustains, and harmonizes with our inner environment. When we choose with this awareness, each meal becomes an opportunity to cultivate well-being from the inside out, a practice of self-care that extends far beyond the simple act of eating. The first among these, when crafted with integrity, is true sourdough. Imagine a seed, dormant yet holding the potential for life. The long, slow fermentation of sourdough is like the gentle awakening of that seed. Wild yeasts and beneficial bacteria work in symphony, transforming the flour and water into something far greater than its parts. This process breaks down complex carbohydrates, making them easier for our bodies to assimilate. It can neutralize phytic acid, a compound found in grains that can bind to minerals and prevent their absorption. So, true sourdough is not just bread. It is a pre-digested food, alive with beneficial microorganisms that can support the health of our own inner garden, our gut microbiome. This in turn influences everything from our digestion and immunity to our mood and mental clarity. It offers a slow, sustained release of energy, like a steadily burning ember rather than a fleeting flash. This is the wisdom of patience, of allowing natural processes to unfold. Consider also the nourishment found in sprouted grain breads. When a grain begins to sprout, its nutritional profile changes dramatically. It is as if the life force within the grain is unlocked, its stored nutrients converted into forms that are more readily available to us. Enzymes are activated, proteins can become more digestible, and certain vitamins may increase. It is like witnessing a plant unfurl its first leaves towards the sun, a moment of potent transformation. Breads made from these awakened grains offer a unique density of nutrients, a vibrant energy that can feel profoundly different from conventional baked goods. They are often gentler on the digestive system because the sprouting process has already begun the work of breaking down complex components. This is an excellent choice for those who may find other breads challenging, offering sustenance without the common feeling of heaviness or discomfort. It is a testament to how a little understanding of nature's processes can guide us to more wholesome choices. Then there is the humble yet powerful rye bread, particularly the dense, dark varieties that have sustained cultures for centuries. Rye is a hardy grain, and the breads made from it often reflect this inherent strength. It is typically high in fiber, which is crucial for digestive health, for promoting satiety, and for helping to maintain stable blood sugar levels. This type of bread offers a profound, earthy satisfaction. It encourages thorough chewing, which is the first, often overlooked, step in good digestion. The rich, complex flavor speaks of its wholesome nature. It provides a sustained energy release, grounding us, helping us feel connected and capable. This is not the light, airy bread of fleeting pleasure, but the substantial fare that builds resilience. For those seeking a bread that truly fortifies, that stands as a pillar of a balanced diet, traditional rye can be a most valuable companion, especially in the journey of aging with grace and strength. Finally, we must acknowledge the profound value of bread that is made with conscious intention, perhaps even by our own hands, or by artisan bakers who honor traditional methods and select their ingredients with utmost care. When we are involved in the process, or when we choose bread from someone who pours their positive energy and skill into its creation, the bread itself seems to carry a different quality. The choice of whole organic flours, the absence of unnecessary additives, the mindful act of kneading or selecting, these all contribute to the final product. This is about more than just the physical ingredients. It is about the energy, the care, the connection to our food. This kind of bread nourishes not only the body but also the spirit. It reminds us that food is sacred, a gift. Finding or making such bread can be a joyful practice, a way to bring mindfulness into our daily lives and to ensure that what we consume is truly worthy of our temple. These are the paths to bread that truly serves us. Conscious choice. Understanding which breads to favor and which to approach with caution is foundational, yet the true transformation comes when we cultivate the art of conscious choice in our daily lives. It is not merely about a list of good and bad, for even the most wholesome food can be consumed in a way that does not serve us if our mind and spirit are not aligned. This deeper awareness extends beyond the bakery aisle. It permeates our entire relationship with food, and by extension, our relationship with ourselves. It is about moving from passive consumption to active participation in our own well-being, a gentle yet powerful shift that can ripple through every aspect of our existence, especially as we seek to maintain vitality and clarity through all stages of life. The first step in making a conscious choice is to become an attentive observer, a student of labels, yes, but more importantly, a student of our own body's responses. When you consume a particular type of bread, how do you feel an hour later? 2 hours later? Is there a sense of sustained energy, of light satisfaction? Or is there a feeling of heaviness, of fogginess, perhaps a craving for something more soon after? Our body is a remarkably wise guide, constantly sending us subtle signals. Learning to listen to these signals, to honor them, is more valuable than any external advice. This requires patience and a willingness to experiment gently. It is not about rigid restriction, but about discernment, about noticing the cause and effect within our own unique system. This inner listening is a skill, and like any skill, it strengthens with practice. This leads to the practice of mindful eating. How often do we eat while distracted, our minds elsewhere, our senses not fully engaged with the food before us? When we eat in this state, we miss the vital cues of satiety, and our digestion may not be optimally primed. To choose consciously means also to consume consciously. Before taking a bite, perhaps take a moment to appreciate the food, its aroma, its texture. Chew slowly, thoroughly, allowing the digestive process to begin in the mouth, as it is designed to. This simple act can transform our experience of eating, making it more satisfying with smaller quantities and improving our ability to absorb the nutrients offered. It is like tending a garden. With mindful attention, even a small plot can yield abundant nourishment. This practice connects us more deeply to the present moment and to the gift of sustenance. Furthermore, conscious choice involves understanding our why. Why are we reaching for this particular food at this particular moment? Is it true hunger? Is it an emotional call for comfort? Is it habit? When we pause to ask this simple question, we open a space for greater awareness. Sometimes we may realize that what we truly seek is not physical sustenance, but something else, perhaps rest, or a moment of peace, or connection. Recognizing this allows us to address the true need, rather than trying to fill an emotional void with food that may not serve our physical well-being. This is not about judgment, but about compassionate inquiry. It is a path to understanding ourselves more deeply, and with that understanding comes the power to make choices that are truly aligned with our highest good, supporting not just physical health, but emotional equilibrium too. Finally, embracing conscious choice in our diet, especially concerning something as fundamental as bread, is an act of profound self-respect. It is an acknowledgement that our body is a precious vessel, deserving of the best possible care. This mindset shifts our perspective from one of deprivation, I cannot have this, to one of empowerment, I choose this because it nourishes me. This subtle change in inner dialogue can make all the difference. It fosters a sense of agency, of being the gentle guardian of our own health. As we age, this internal locus of control becomes increasingly important, helping us to navigate the changes in our bodies with grace and wisdom. It is about cultivating an inner environment where health is not just a goal, but a natural outcome of choices made with awareness, with love, and with a deep appreciation for the life force that animates us. This is the true essence of selecting our daily bread, inner harmony. As we draw our reflections towards a close, let us understand that the choices we make about something as simple as bread are but a reflection of a larger principle, the cultivation of inner harmony. The body is not separate from the mind, nor the mind from the spirit. They are interwoven aspects of a single unified existence. Therefore, what we introduce into our physical form has repercussions that extend into our mental clarity, our emotional balance, and even our capacity for deeper spiritual insight. This is particularly true as we journey through our later years, when the accumulated effects of our choices become more apparent, and the desire for genuine peace and well-being often grows stronger. The wisdom lies not just in avoiding what harms, but in actively choosing what nurtures this holistic state of being. The foods we avoid, those stripped of life or laden with disruptive elements, can be seen as contributing to a kind of internal static, a subtle disharmony that can cloud our thoughts and agitate our emotions. Imagine a pond. If pollutants are continuously added, the water becomes murky, life within it struggles, and its reflective quality is lost. Similarly, when our internal environment is burdened by foods that are difficult to digest or that trigger inflammatory responses, our energy is diverted, our clarity diminishes, and our inner peace can be disturbed. By choosing breads, and indeed all foods, that are closer to their natural state, that are prepared with care, and that are easily assimilated, we reduce this internal static. We create a clearer inner pond, one that can more readily reflect the light of awareness. Conversely, the foods we embrace, the true sourdoughs, the sprouted grains, the wholesome rice, act as agents of harmony. They provide not just fuel, but information that our cells understand, that supports our natural rhythms. When our body is well nourished, when our digestive system is calm and efficient, there is a ripple effect. Our energy becomes more stable and sustained, like a well-tended lamp that burns brightly and steadily. This physical equilibrium provides a foundation for mental calmness and emotional resilience. It becomes easier to navigate the challenges of life with a sense of centeredness, to find joy in simple things, and to experience a deeper connection to ourselves and the world around us. This is not a passive state, but an active cultivation, where each conscious choice of nourishment becomes a prayer for inner balance. This journey of choosing our daily bread wisely is, at its heart, a practice of mindfulness. It teaches us to pay attention, to listen to the subtle cues of our body, to discern truth from illusion in the marketplace, and to act with intention. These are the very skills we cultivate in meditation and other contemplative practices. Thus, our relationship with food can become an extension of our spiritual path, a way to integrate our highest aspirations into the fabric of our everyday lives. It is about recognizing the sacred in the ordinary, the profound in the mundane. When we approach our meals with this reverence, with this awareness, we are not just feeding our bodies, we are nurturing our entire being. This is the deep nourishment that sustains us on all levels, fostering a sense of wholeness and integration. The most powerful insight, then, is this. True nourishment, the kind that builds lasting vitality and serene inner peace, comes not just from the inherent qualities of the food itself, but from the consciousness we bring to its selection and consumption. It is the awareness, the intention, the deep listening to our inner wisdom that transforms a simple loaf into a source of profound well-being. By cultivating this relationship with our food, we are, in essence, cultivating a deeper, more harmonious relationship with ourselves. This is the path to not just living longer, but to living more fully, more vibrantly, with a heart full of gratitude for the journey and for the simple gifts, like a good piece of bread, that sustain us along the way. This inner alignment is the truest foundation for health.